Hey guys, this is Ben from Yansa Labs, and I am very excited to introduce you to the Yansa Design System and the YDS Documentation Site. Now, when we started building the Yansa Design System, we wanted to make it easier for people to build better service portals faster by providing a library of useful tools and accelerators to help your developers just do better work on Service Portal. As we built more and more things out, we realized we had this wealth of things to offer, and we want to make it as easy as possible for folks to use these and to understand how to get the most out of YDS. So we built a documentation site. It's available at yansa.io/YDS, and it's very much like other framework documentation sites that are popular out on the web, in that it's a place you can come and view and interact with lots of components that are part of YDS, as well as getting code snippets and reading documentation, understanding options, and just knowing how to use these tools. So let me show you a little bit about what it is and how to use it. So when you first open it up here, you'll see it is the Yansa Design System. A good place to start is the question mark over here. You can click this, and that'll pop you right into our FAQ, so you can see a list of all the questions we've been asked, some simple answers, and we'll keep on adding to this as more questions come up. There's also a spot over here to click on the film icon to pop you right into our YouTube library, which will soon be full of lots of tutorials and overviews of our components. Now over on the left here, we have a list of all the different components that are part of YDS. And actually, this is not just YDS components. There are also lots of other great Service Portal components that are available out there in the industry, whether out of the box with Service Portal or things that developers in the community have developed and are putting out on Share or other sources. And so we're also including all of the best of breed Service Portal components that we find, the things that we use in our deployments. So this can be a one-stop shop to find all of the just the best Service Portal options that are out there. And as you go through the different Service Portal components, you'll see tags on lots of these. So some of these you'll see like Active Avatar. If you hover over these, you can see that this is part of Yansa Design System. You need to have YDS in order to use this. Some of these will have things like SP. This is available natively in Service Portal. Some will have things like UI Bootstrap or Bootstrap. This is part of Bootstrap. It's also included natively in Service Portal. So I encourage you, anytime you see tags like this, to hover over them and understand what they mean and what package this component is available in. Now, if you look over here in the left-hand nav, first of all, it's just a list of all the different components. You can click into any one of these and get to it very quickly. There's also a filter, and this is a free text filter, so you can start typing things like validation, and it'll pull up things that apply to what you're typing in. Click the X to clear that out. And you'll also notice throughout the YDS page that we talk about elements and we talk about widgets, and what are those things. Now, we tell you this in the FAQ, but just so you understand, an element is essentially an Angular directive. It's something that you put into your HTML code on your widgets, and it will render a certain element or a control. These are things like inputs or like date time pickers, checkbox groups, things like that. Simple, small, sort of atomic components that you can utilize. We also have widgets, and these are full-fledged widgets that you can use in the designer. Drag and drop, set your options, and you're off and running. And these are things like the approvals widget, for instance, or like a hero banner up top of your site. By default, we list everything. You can click on elements or widgets to filter down to just that certain type of component. Okay, and then as you start looking through some of these elements, you'll notice that for elements, you can interact with these. So any element you see, go ahead and click on it and play around with it, and it'll show you what the interaction might be like in Service Portal whenever you implement this thing. We'll also show you all the different options, and these are parameters that you can use whenever you're typing out this element in your HTML to give it certain behaviors or to add certain attributes. And then finally, we have code. We have HTML code, we have a client JavaScript. You can look at that, you can reference it to understand how it's being used. You can also click the copy icon over here to copy and paste this directly into Service Portal and utilize that. And in lots of our tutorial videos, you'll see that's how we generally use this page. Now, for each of these also, you'll see there are more little badges that tell you like what kind of parameter is this? Is it a string? Is it a Boolean? Is it required? In some cases, we have things that are dynamic, that are bound to their scope variables. And as those scope variables change, that attribute will also change on the element. So it'll give you an idea of how these different parameters behave and what they do. So always hover over those to see what we're dealing with. Now, if you look at the widgets, you'll notice these aren't quite as interactive because the widgets are more complex. But what you can do is you can come and scroll through some of the options in the widget or screenshots. You can click on these to get a bigger view. And in some cases, we have things like videos. You can click on that to open it up right in YouTube on your screen here. and watch the video. And so come on out and click through those, see what different widget options we have available. In some cases, you're going to find that maybe we don't have the component you're after right now. And in that case, scroll on down to the bottom, and you can click the link to recommend an addition to YDS. We love building stuff to help you guys develop better things faster, and we want to keep on adding to YDS and make this a growing framework, and it should be much larger this time next year than it is right now, but all of that growth is going to come from suggestions that you, the users and subscribers, give to us. So please give us great ideas. We'll try to build those out. And we're really excited to see a new breed of service portals out on the market that are doing cooler things, more advanced, more interactive, just high-powered user experiences and web applications, all fed by YDS and the rest of the great stuff that the service portal community is putting out there. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you again soon.